Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Bigger Than Race, exposure to all things truth, whether you like it or not, with unique perspectives from different beings from all walks of life. This is Bigger Than Race. Investigate truth on your own terms.
Welcome back to Bigger Than Race. Boom, give me all your big cons.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Bigger Than Race. You know who it is. It's your boy, Brando, a.k.a. Crypto Poppy. Look, I'm not going to even waste too much time. I want to get right to it. I want to talk to you about Stellar. We don't hear too much noise about Stellar. We don't hear really anything about Stellar XLM. It's like that little sister that sits in the corner everybody thinks something's wrong with her, but nobody says it out loud. We just all have that thought. And then sure enough, she's the one that turns out to be more miraculous than every other sibling. That's how I see Stellar. And I say that because I've done a lot of research on Stellar, and today I'm about to bring you a deep dive that shows you why Stellar is so undervalued and underrated, and why IBM is the biggest connection that Stellar has that connects them to the money. Now, you talk about XRP, you talk about Ripple, everybody thinks XRP, Ripple is the biggest thing since sliced bread. You hear so much talk about it, but it's those ones that you hear nothing about. Shh, on the hush. That's what you need to be focused on. Now I want to dive in to the Stellar website. As you can see here, we're looking at this IBM World Wire partner. This is the first one. They could have had anything, but they chose IBM to be the first on the first page. A pilot project that explored settling cross-border payments in real time. It's not a pilot project anymore. It's actually real. Even in film industry, we call pilot. Pilot is the first one. So that would make sense why IBM is the first. Okay? So now I want to dive into a couple articles. IBM World Wire, the inevitable rise of centralized blockchains. You think XRP is the one. Truthfully, XRP wants to be with derivatives market. Stellar is everything else. So diving in by Arun. I'm not even going to pronounce the last name. But 72 countries, 47 currencies, 44 banking endpoints, and more than 1,081 unique currency trading pairs. IBM Blockchain World Wire is here. In the last 4 weeks, we have had JPM Coin announcement by JP Morgan, followed by Facebook's ambitions to plug crypto payments into WhatsApp, and now IBM have announced the launch of WorldWire, a cross-border payments platform on Stellar Protocol. I tried to call them permissioned blockchain, but couldn't resist calling them centralized. When I blogged JPM Coin a few weeks ago and how it could affect both Ripple and Swift, one unanimous comment I received was that JPM Coin couldn't be considered a cryptocurrency. I've had several philosophical arguments over the years on why a permissioned blockchain preferred by enterprises do qualify as blockchain as they are centralized. For all practical reasons, we have seen the rise and fall of decentralized blockchain. Most of us would like a utopian decentralized world without these too big to fail firms throwing their weight around, or central regulators calling the shots, or tech giants monopolizing industries with their data might. However, it is hard to make the leap from a highly centralized system to a new decentralized way, not just philosophically, but also practically. The focus has shifted from ICOs to the more conservative STOs, with stablecoins showing up in most use cases. Several startups I have met in the last few months have even stopped using the term ICO. The resurgence of blockchain is now being led by big firms like IBM, Facebook, and JP Morgan. I wouldn't be surprised if this becomes the norm in 2019, where we see more blockchain-based production use cases for enterprises. IBM have been working in partnership with the Stellar Foundation for quite some time now. When I spoke to Lisa Nestor, the Director of Partnerships at Stellar in Q4 2018, she mentioned that they had a strategic partnership with IBM. She stressed the importance of working closely with incumbent organizations across industries to make blockchain usage mainstream. We've created a new type of payment network designed to accelerate remittances and transform cross-border payments to facilitate the movement of money in countries that need it most. Mary Week, General Manager, IBM Blockchain. As a result, the IBM Worldwire focused on the cross-border payments market has already enabled payment locations in 72 countries with 48 currencies and 44 banking endpoints. It supports Stellar Lumens in a USD-based stablecoin thanks to their work with Stronghold. The network will also support stablecoins issued by several of its consortium banks. The list includes stablecoins based on Euro, Indonesian Rupiah, Philippine Peso, Korean Won, and Brazilian Real. How will this affect Ripple? Credit Ripple for their vision of using a digital asset in order to enact immediate settlements with finality. I think their implementation followed one path. Our implementation is a little bit different. We are not the issuer of an asset. In fact, what we believe is that there should be an ecosystem of a variety of digital assets that provide the settlement instruments that enable these cross-border payments. Jesse Lund, IBM's VP of Blockchain and Digital Currencies. IBM's strategy of keeping the platform agnostic to any kind of digital asset is a masterstroke. The platform will work through the following steps. Institutions A chooses USD to execute a transaction to institution B in euros. Institution A converts USD to XLM or any other digital currency of their choice. IBM Worldwire converts XLM to euros and records the transaction on the blockchain. The new world of international payments look pretty disintermediated, near real-time and efficient. Bringing on board new markets is cheaper. Micropayments support and end-to-end transparency are all benefits to. Are we still going to be hung up on it's not really decentralized? Do we care? Hell no, we don't care. Now, there's a little bit more of this article, and I'm not going to read because the main thing I really wanted you to focus on is these 72 countries, 47 currencies, 44 banking endpoints, and 1,081 unique currency trading pairs. This is the IBM Blockchain Worldwire. So, you hear about all this talk with Ripple, XRP, they got the banking relationships. But they don't have what IBM Worldwire has. And do you find any coincidence why we don't hear any news about the IBM Worldwire? You got to do some digging. And even then, you still can't find it. I brought you the news about the Stellar partnership. Do you think the Stellar partnership with Samsung? Do you think they wanted that information out? Absolutely not. Now I want to go to another article. This is CoinDesk. 2019. IBM signed 6 banks to issue stablecoins and use Stellar's XLM cryptocurrency. Now I want you to understand. Who created Ripple XRP? Jed McCaleb, the creator of Stellar. Do you find that a coincidence? I think not. IBM is taking its banking clients a step closer to cryptocurrency. I ain't never heard Ripple or XRP come out with no news like this. If you see IBM, think Stellar, period. Announced Monday, 6 international banks have signed letters of intent to issue stablecoins or tokens backed by fiat currency on WorldWire, an IBM payment network that uses the Stellar Public blockchain. Just to tell you what a letter of intent is. It's the same letter of intent we use in the movie industry. If you have a big time artist or celebrity who you want on your film, they need to sign a letter of intent to be on board of the project. That shows that it's real. Continuing on. The network promises to let regulated institutions move value across borders, remittances, or foreign exchange more quickly and cheaply than the legacy correspondent banking system. So far, 3 of the banks have been identified. Philippines-based RCBC, Brazil's Banco Bradesco, and Bank Busan of South Korea. The rest, which are soon to be named, will offer digital versions of euros and Indonesian rupiah, pending regulatory approvals and other reviews, IBM said. Now, we know regulatory clarity is getting ready to hit. Boom! So, what you think is going to happen after regulatory clarity really comes to fruition? Come on, people. Think. The network went live Monday, although while the banks await their regulators blessing the one stablecoin running on WorldWire at the moment is previously announced US dollar-backed token created by Stronghold, a startup based in San Francisco. We say limited production, said Jesse Lund, IBM's head of blockchain for financial services, of the project status. Indeed, while Stronghold's USD-backed coin currently serves as an on-ramp for greenbacks, there are as yet no pay-in, pay-out locations in the U.S. In this regard, IBM has received a favorable verbal response from U.S. regulators, said Lund. So we are starting with markets that are outside of the U.S., but it won't be long before we add U.S. as an operating endpoint. It will be sometime this year. We will get to it third quarter, fourth quarter, something like that, he said. Now, we in 2020, about to be in 2021. This article was in 2019. So where do you think they are now? And even at this date, in 2019, it says still the WorldWire platform has payment locations in 72 countries with 48 currencies and 46 banking endpoints where people can send or receive cash, said IBM. Moving right along. IBM, this is another article from Finextra. IBM blockchain WorldWire growing competition in payments. This is in 2019, April. Last year, October, I wrote a blog about IBM's WorldWire project. In that month, they announced to come to the market with a global blockchain network for cross-border payments and foreign exchange for regulated financial firms using digital assets. But at that time, it was not yet ready for production. A month ago, the firm has announced that WorldWire has been sent into limited production. According to IBM, this is the first blockchain-based network that integrates payment, messaging, clearing, and settlement on a single network. The WorldWire network will support instantaneous foreign exchange payment and settlement in locations in more than 70 countries, supporting close to 50 currencies and 45 banking endpoints. This will definitely lead to growing competition in the payments industry. What could that mean for institutions like Ripple and Swift? Why is WorldWire needed? But firstly, why is it really needed? And other blockchain solutions. International money transfers, especially remittances, make up an important part of the global economy. According to the World Bank, migrants across the world sent an estimated $574 billion to relatives in their home countries in 2016. Current global payment systems, however, are not adequate enough for the high number of transactions that are happening across the world. Nowadays, banks have to go through inefficient processes involving many intermediaries for both the clearing and settlement to conclude these transactions. Sending money across borders today is, as a result, a time-consuming and costly process. Bam! What is WorldWire? On March 18th, IBM announced the launch of IBM Worldwire, a global network for regulated financial institutions to simultaneously clear and settle cross-border payments in real time. First unveiled last year, October, Worldwire now has entered the production stage. Now, you talk about Ripple, cross-border remittance. Oh, Ripple. No, it ain't Ripple XRP. It's Stellar. Don't get it twisted, you XRP maxis. Diving in to another article. Can IBM's Worldwire be the answer to cryptocurrency payments? You're damn right it can be, because it was designed for that specific reason. If cryptocurrencies were the flavor of 2017 and 2019, it's all about enterprise blockchain usage. Then it is also important to note the quiet amalgamation of these two that has been bubbling under the institutionalized cross-border blockchain payment solution. Everyone knows that one of Bitcoin's most significant assets is its borderless nature, and that it can be used as a cross-border payment solution. However, the decentralized nature of Bitcoin has hamstrung its widespread adoption somewhat, and several companies have thus spotted a niche in the traditional market. First, there was Ripple, one of the only 3 blockchain-first companies that was recently named in the Forbes Blockchain 50 list, that has made its mandate to partner with large and institutionalized financial institutions and banks. Ripple has, as of January this year, announced over 200 partnerships with well-known financial institutions to offer cross-border payment solutions. Ripple, as a blockchain-first startup, was always in danger of being usurped by prominent and powerful names coming in to steal its market. Some believe this has already happened. JP Morgan Chase. No, it hasn't happened. It happened because IBM took its place. It was never meant for Ripple to do what Stellar does. Ripple is designed for remittances. Sorry, not for remittances, but for the derivatives market. Plain and simple. Kendra Hill said it. I even see it from doing my research and seeing the connections between IBM and Stellar. Stellar is the blockchain of choice for remittances. Period. I don't care what you say. I don't care how much XRP you hold. I don't care what your name is. They don't want you to know how big Stellar XLM is. Why do you think they don't talk about it? Don't worry, I'll wait. They don't talk about it because they don't want you to know. Stellar is the chosen one. Moving right along. Now we're on IBM's page. Okay? This is through IBM. 14 banks using We Trade for global trade finance, breaking down trade barriers for businesses. Now, a shipment of 12 bottles of rare wine moves by truck from a small winery in France to a buyer in Spain. 20 pieces of office furniture from the UK are sold to a German retailer and arrive 2 weeks later. Transactions like this happen daily. But for many small and medium businesses, the financing these deals rely on was largely reserved for big companies until now. We Trade, a collaboration with IBM and 14 major European banks. Casia Bank, Societe Generale, UBS and Unicredit, Deutsche Bank, Erste Group, HSBC, KBC, Natixis, Nordea, Rabobank, Santander. They all came together to form a blockchain network for trade finance. Wasn't conceivable just 5 years ago. Now in production using distributed ledger technology and smart contracts, WeTrade and its member banks are opening the door to trade finance for 70% of small mid-sized businesses in Europe that previously did not have access, enabling enhanced trust and transparency in the lending process, these banks worked with IBM to solve a specific problem, provide more companies more efficient access to trade financing, and to allow them to grow their business by expanding into new markets and forging new trading partnerships. Now, do you not understand what I just said? And who do we know that is in the EU, in Europe? 14 major European banks. Don't we know Christine Lagarde to be the head of the EU? Am I right or am I wrong? And didn't I show you a video from 2014? Her saying we're getting ready to Lumen. And that was the same year Stellar was born on the blockchain. That's the same year the movie Interstellar came out. Who do we know that got all these banking partnerships that we can actually see? Stellar, along with their pilot firstborn project company, IBM Worldwide. I'm not going to finish reading this one. I'm going to go to another article. ANZ, CBA, Westpac, partner, IBM for Ligon blockchain, bank guarantee pilot, July 4th, 2019. This is on ZDNet. ANZ Bank, the Commonwealth Bank, and Westpac have joined forces to trial a new bank guarantee platform that uses blockchain. The three banks have partnered with IBM for Ligon, with Westfield Shopping Centers operator Centura Group also a founding member. Bank guarantees have historically been issued manually and on paper, and the organizations believe digitizing the process reduces the risk of fraud for all parties involved, decreases the potential for errors, and increases the speed of execution. Absolutely right. According to those involved, the Ligon platform has the potential to reduce the time it takes to issue a bank guarantee from up to a month to on or around the same day. Boom! They also claim Ligon has the potential to benefit many sectors and to reduce the risk of fraud across billions of dollars guaranteed by the banks. This new digital process increases transparency and security through the use of blockchain tech while maintaining the privacy required in such a business process, a statement issued by IBM said. Ligon leverages the IBM blockchain platform, which is built on top of Hyperledger Fabric, an open source blockchain project from the Linux Foundation. The Ligon platform will be operated by Ligon 1B Pty Ltd, a company jointly owned by the 5 founding members. The pilot will run for 8 weeks, with live data and transactions for a test group of Westfield property leasing customers from 3rd July in phases. Now, look, I'm not even going to continue. This just shows you how big and why they're using this technology. If you see IBM, just know they are using the Stellar technology, the DLT, the Stellar tech. Everything is building on Stellar. There's a lot building. People think the US dollar, the digital dollar, is going to be ran on Ethereum. They think it's going to be ran on Ripple, XRP. No, it will be on the Stellar network. See, they don't want you to know how big Stellar is. Yeah, you hear so much about Ethereum. Yeah, you hear a lot about Ripple XRP. But why don't you ever hear about IBM Stellar? Don't worry, I'll wait. Any XRP maxi, any Brad Keim, any digital asset investor, anybody that wants to talk about and compare XRP to Stellar, we could do that all day. Yeah, XRP gonna make you money. Yeah, it can make you rich. But I don't think it's going to be as quickly as people think. They're after a niche market. And no one knows when that is really going to come into play. I think maybe they're even doing the switcheroo with you guys, making you think it's one thing when it's really another. So that's why I always advise to hold a little XRP. And I hold a lot of Stellar. I'm not saying you should do the same. You do what you feel. Do your own research. Don't just be out here listening to random YouTubers and doing what they say, because they don't really care about you. You got a lot of shill boys out there. You got a lot of people on YouTube who just trying to make their money. They don't really care about your investments. They don't care about the money you make or don't make or lose. They're going to still do the same thing they've been doing, making videos, talking about top 32 coins, top 3 coins, top 5 coins. They got so many damn top coins. They running through the whole the whole market of cryptocurrencies. You check their whole video, they might have had about all 5,000 cryptocurrencies in their top 3 videos. Top 3. God damn! How many top cryptos you got? But I can tell you one thing for sure. Stellar XLM is one of the top cryptocurrencies, one of the most underrated, undervalued. I find value. I invest and I wait. I'm not chasing hype. I'm not chasing none of that other stuff. I'm chasing the real money. As Warren Buffett says, no one wants to get rich slow. Remember, investigate truth on your own terms. This is your boy, Brando, aka Crypto Poppy. Peace.
Give me all your Bitcoins, baby.